Now, this is yesterday's Champions League final analytical breakdown. Now, when I looked into that picture, I saw two things when I was watching the match. Number one, the midfield was empty. They were playing a 3-1-6. So the only person in that midfield was Vitina. He was dropping to collect the ball from Marquinhos, Mendes and William Pacho. And then that 3-1-6 formation, PSG overloading the last line, made Arsenal's low block more efficient because had it been they overloaded the midfield in a 4-5 in a 4-5-1. PSG overloaded the midfield in a 4-5-1 or 4-3-3, and then they can rise. Saka will have to move into the midfield in order to be able to press PSG in the middle, and then that will leave the backline exposed because it will be susceptible or danger of them PSG running in there because they had much more pace. So I think that limited PSG very very much. Them not forming those triangles in the middle to be able to pass into the middle because they weren't playing the ball in the middle. They pinned Arsenal. So I think that first half the Arsenal were more efficient in defending PSG. They played you know the tactics that made them look very, very weak in that first half was a 3-1-6. Even though Arsenal changed their low block to mid block, which is what opened the door for PSG. But I believe that 3-1-6 formation was a major, major, letdown for them. And then the second thing I saw was that the center hold position was kind of empty. Yes. Now, this system has had a lot of success. I'm not criticizing the system, but as a team, as PSG, when you have one false nine, a pressing monster, you're supposed to have at least one good target man or goal poacher, one good number nine. The lack of Haaland, and Julian Alvarez, who likes of them, those traditional number nines, you have to have at least one, a contingency plan. Gabriel and Saliba were comfortable in that match. They kind of the only time that they were kind of occupied was when the roads were going in behind, when they returned into a mid block. But I think this is the you know tactical breakdown before fatigue begin to set in, before substitutions begin to set in. Injury, Varaskelia, Dembele, they all went out. I think this was the tactical, but this is what happened in the match. I think PSG when playing against a low block, you need to play from the midfield, play in the midfield because the way Arsenal defended in that first half even before conceding the equalizer, it was something else. They defended really, really well, and that was all because they were no runs in behind because you cannot run in behind a low block. So if had it been they played a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-1-2, they would have been they would have been at least the forwards and the midfield will have to press in the midfield, leaving the back line open to runs in behind. But no, they played the 3-1-6, overloading the back line, and then that number nine, that really really worried me because number one, that that position, Gabriel had a good game. Why? Because there is nobody to bully him. Saliba also had a good game. Why? Because there was somebody to bully them. But after that transformation into low block, after that equalizer, I can see Bakola was getting in behind, giving them all the pace that they need to catch up to him. So I think that was it. That number nine, the PSG need to get that number nine. I don't think they even signed any player after that Champions League triumph. Yes, since they won that Champions League, they haven't signed any player. Only Drew, and Drew Fernandez is a bench player. So I think they should sign a traditional number nine. And this 3-1-6, they should try and at least make it a 3-2-5 or 3-2-2-3. So that the midfield will have some movement, and then they will be runs in behind because yesterday there was no running in behind until after they equalized and Hassan had to turn into a low block. So I think this is all I have. This is all the information I've gathered from the match. As I said, before the fatigue, before the changes, and before the key players were injured. But after that, it was just clear the ball, pass the ball. There was no tactical identity because fatigue has set in. This is what I think happened in the match before all that. And if you like more analysis like this, you know what to do. Peace.